Hey guys, this is David Jelks, and I want to share with you little bit of a story of my past, and really it actually comes around, starts around the time when I first opened my private practice at an orthopedic rehabilitation and training practice for about 14 years. And in the very beginning, it was exciting because, of course, new business, new opportunity, and it grew. We expanded twice in the first 3 years, and it was just I was over the moon. I had 5 training staff, I had an administrator and a front end girl. So I thought I was actually doing quite well. One of the downsides, of course, to being that busy, of course, I also had a family, I had young children, and is that the cost of being an athlete, the cost of being a parent, and the cost of being a business owner was actually really had taken its toll on me. And the thing that I really struggle with is that, of course, part of the thing that we do when we're encouraging people to change lifestyles, we want them to eat a bit healthier, more vegetables, more lean proteins, healthy dietary fats, and all that's kind of good and fine. But what I was finding is that it wasn't working for me, and really why it wasn't working, it was that the way I was eating was fine if I hadn't had these incredible amount of stressors, this compounding stressors on my life. And so, I looked to be in good shape. I was lean, I was muscular, I was relatively fit, but I was burned out. And what was happening is that my nutritional intake through my healthy diet was not sufficient to meet the demands that I had put on myself. And yet I had nothing else to sell, right? No other ideas. So I would tell my clients, well, you need to eat this way because, well, not because it was working for me and it stopped working for me, about 15 years ago. But I didn't know what else to tell them because I didn't know what else to do. And somebody had introduced me to a variety of supplements. Now I've used supplements for many years. My background was as a chartered herbalist working in natural health care, so the idea of adding nutritional support to a diet actually wasn't a completely foreign idea. But I just didn't realize the depth of the burnout that I was experiencing. And really, it only took about 2 weeks before I noticed that, one, my energy level started to change, my mood started to change. And I don't know if any of you out there, parents or people that actually have employees, that you have to manage yourself, manage your emotions, if you know what that means. Which means I feel like I'm half crazy inside, but I have to really control myself because I'm just so burned out, and really had very limited control over my emotional state, other than to compartmentalize and suppress. It's the typical male thing to do. But it was really demoralizing, and I was in that space for a couple of years, and I couldn't sleep because my mind wouldn't shut off. And I'm sitting on my stairs, and I'm going, I can't do this another 20 days. I have to do this another 20 years. What the hell am I going to do? And it was the introduction of a type of supplementation into my diet, and again, I was using organic meal replacements. Now I was using a series of adaptogens to support the high level of stress that I was encountering, and again, within 2 weeks, it was quite an extraordinary difference. And I know we get inundated by so much stuff out there on the internet now, because of course we get everybody has an angle on how to move forward, but I don't know if you resonate with my story, and that may be your story. It just wasn't that complicated, but it's something that had to be done. And I realized that eating really healthy, let's say a healthy organic diet, is only designed to keep healthy organisms healthy. But if you're kind of bankrupt, nutritionally bankrupt, a healthy diet is not a bad idea, and it's a good place to start, but it won't be enough. And it won't be enough to kind of take you out of the deficit that you've created inadvertently. So, if that's your story, and if you relate to my experience at all, please reach out. It's just, there's nothing more demoralizing than doing all the right things, especially as trainers, right? We're doing all the right things. We're listening to all the conventional wisdom, and yet we find that, one, it's not really working for us the way it should be, and we find ourselves really getting burned out, but not sure what else to do. And then, of course, we're struggling to move our clients forward because, again, we're adding exercise and say, well, if you do the right amount of cardiovascular training in the right target zone, if you do the right form of strength training, if you eat this style of food or this particular pattern, you'll get the results that you want. And for a lot of people, we're not seeing the results anymore, or the results don't stick because we can stress the weight off the body, but we can't keep it off because, again, exercise is a form of stress. And if you as the trainer or you as a client are currently stressed out, you have a high degree of stress, you've been there for a while, the diet's been kind of off the rails for a while, It's not so much about calories anymore. It's about the level of nutrition. The nutritional density in your diet needs to change. Not so much about having a higher quality nutrition, though it's always a good place to start, but it's the density. So I consume probably about 1,000 calories less a day, and I'm a 220-pound, 6-foot athlete. And I consume about 1,000 calories a day less than I used to because my nutrition levels are so high. And it's just been really such a godsend. So again, it's just, if you find yourself struggling, you find yourself trying to manage your emotions, you're having trouble managing your fitness, managing your weight, it's not about the right exercise program necessarily, because you see people in all varieties of fitness programming that do well. It's really, can we manage the current level of stress we're under before we add the stress of exercise? And I think that's a real key thing that we forget to look at. All right, guys, hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I hope this message serves, and reach out to me if you have any questions. All right, bye.